This is Grapplers Talk.
What is up, fans of Grapplers Talk? This is Dave coming at you with another episode each and every week. Thank you to the fans for downloading and tuning into the podcast. We truly appreciate all the love and support we get out there. Don't forget to use our promo code Grapplers Talk and get 10% off of your orders at Spar Bar Soap and also Butterfly X. Great partners of the show. Check them out on Instagram. Give them a follow. But thank you to our partners over there at Butterfly X and Spar Bar Soap. Truly, I'm honored to have these two gentlemen on the show this week. Now, both have been on as guests before, but I'm thrilled to have them on together. None other than the team over at Arte Suave. I'm joined by Alfredo and Don, man. Welcome to the show, guys.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good, brother. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. Don, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to join us. I want to kind of talk to the fans and update them. You guys are fresh off of a show in Sacramento that was just truly amazing. I had a great time out there. The competition, the submissions, everything was on point. You guys are doing better and better each time. But just catching up with y'all, I wanted to talk a little bit about last time Don was on. He was the head matchmaker or involved in the matchmaking a little bit. But things have changed since then. So, Don, if you don't mind kind of sharing with us your role at Arte Suave and what you do over there.
Yeah, so now I'm still the matchmaker with Fredo. We, especially when it comes to championship matches, we always talk about those and typically the main event. But now I am owner with Alfredo. Had the opportunity to buy in as some of the previous owners have had the opportunity to exit out. And so now here we are.
Yeah. And, you know, if people keep up with the local jiu-jitsu circuit, but you guys are growing too. But if people keep up with it, they've seen over the past few months, your shows have gradually gotten better and better and better. And I mean, the events, the venues, everything's just progressing in an amazing way at Arte Suave. But if you guys could shed some light on what's going on over there, what's been happening over the past few months and how you guys have been growing the brand.
Go for it, Fredo.
All right. Well, Don is an extremely hard worker. And I definitely, since the very beginning have been putting in a ton of work and I'm first of all incredibly grateful for Don. I think excuse me. I think we complement each other very well. We both have a set of skills, and we both are pretty good at what we have kind of locked in on Arte Suave. I think we both are very passionate about jiu-jitsu in general and passionate about Arte Suave, and that bleeds into the show a ton. Um, me and him have talked about it since, both being owners of Arte Suave. We are both pretty much in agreement that with both of us working together, Arte Suave is going to become a very big force in the jiu-jitsu community, whether that just be on the West Coast or in the whole country. That's to be determined. But I think we have made some huge strides, and that comes down to what I just said. So, and I'm not one to verbalize much at times. I verbalize a lot of nonsense and joke around a lot. But sometimes I don't show appreciation for certain people. And Don could probably attest to you to that. I don't say it to him very often, so I'm saying it here publicly. Uh, he's definitely a huge reason why we've been able to make some very big strides. He's busted his ass off, just as myself. And sometimes, when one gets a little burnt out, we kind of cover the other, and it's been good. And that's just what you see is a reflection of that.
Yeah. And I've been blessed to see Don grow with Arte Suave over the past few years, and just going at events and seeing what he did to now where he's at. And one of the most amazing things is I've noticed that Don is very detail oriented. And when it comes down to the level of the music and the lighting and everything that's involved, I've always noticed that Don finds the details in it. And Don, if you don't mind sharing, what makes you want to grow Arte Suave to be so different than everything else around here?
There's so many options in jujitsu. There's so many options for people to outside of jujitsu, places they can go, movies they can take their children to. And so providing a quality product to the end user, whether that be in person or online, is the ultimate goal. I want them to walk away happy, excited that they spent their money on an opportunity to create some kind of memories with them for themselves or for their family, and that comes with making sure the show is as close to perfect as possible. Is it going to ever be perfect, especially at a live event? No, but
Yeah.
we will absolutely do our best. And Fredo and I, excuse me, we do our best to try to make sure we improve from show to show. Um, Sometimes it's minor improvements, and sometimes it's completely solving the problem. And so, yeah, and thank you, Fredo, for the kind words. Appreciate it. Obviously, I know Fredo does a lot of the hard work as well. It wouldn't have got to where it is without him. I've seen some of the stuff he's had to do on his own before, and I genuinely am dumbfounded on how he was able to get it to this point.
Yeah.
With that's just pure passion, honestly, for the sport and for what he's trying to grow it into. And together now we will both be able to do those.
Yeah. Batman always needed a Robin, to make it just even that much better. So I think that joining forces and having you two on board is an amazing thing. But when I was talking to Alfredo last time on the show, something he brought up was it was a passion project originally, and the growth we've seen over the years. And what's the craziest thing is most people give up after a couple shows, or they have one or two bad shows, and they really can't recover from that. You guys have been able to successfully go show after show. You guys have been able to survive through the COVID pandemic. And it just truly shows that your consistency is paying off. And let me ask you, Alfredo, seeing where the show is now, did you ever think that, there were times where you felt like quitting or giving up the show?
Oh, shit. Oh, man, there's so many times when I wanted to throw in that towel. The countless times. And I could say again, another hats off to Don that has been way less when Don's been at helm as well, just because he's taken such a huge load off. Um, I look at I didn't honestly, and I'm gonna be brutally honest. I thought there was a like a cap that we would reach, and that a ceiling per se, that we would reach. And this is before Dawn came on. I thought this is it. This is as big as it's gonna get, and there's no moving forward from here because it's just I, you know, I there's not enough time in the day to really push a passion project, right?
Yeah.
So now that we kind of have a two-headed dragon right now, uh, it's the ceiling has been, definitely broken. We're going to be going to the next level for sure, and I think it's that's just the beginning at this point because we got two. Again, you mentioned that Don is very detail oriented. He is. It's not my skill set whatsoever. It's definitely his. And so that's part of him complementing my skill set. And I guess uh the the only love hate that there is, and I'm sure Don could attest to this too, is sometimes we want to rip each other's head off at times, me and Don, but that's just because we do complement each other, and that's going to cause some friction as well. But at the end of the day, we both kind of understand, I think, that our skill sets offset each other, and that's what's helped us push things forward as much as we have.
Yeah, I think it's important that you do have people that care that much to get emotionally invested in the product, or when emotions don't come up, that means somebody's checked out. So I think it's a good thing. Things need to be discussed openly, especially in a partnership. The last thing is you want is somebody that's checked out or somebody that's not feeling the same passion as you. So you guys complement each other well, and it definitely shows in your product. But I'd be lying if I said that we weren't all together for a reason. And we're here to not only talk about the growth of Arte Suave and where it's been, but some of the new exciting things that we have going on in the future. And I'll let Don share some of the news and some of the exciting things going on over at Arte Suave.
I appreciate that. But if it's all the same to you, Alfredo started all this, and I think that with the love and passion that came for getting it this far forward, this is the biggest news that we've had to date, and I would love for Alfredo to be the person to go ahead and announce it to the public.
No, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, so I know there's always been talks about, you know, Arte Suave becoming bigger and expanding. Um, there's always been questions on, like, why questions. And the purpose for this is to announce that Arte Suave, starting in November, will be on FLO Grappling.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a big push to get to this. And again, thank you, Don, for allowing me to announce that. It means a lot. But again, I want to really reiterate, there's no way in hell I could have, we could have done this without Don. Don putting in some crazy ass work and just on many different facets. So I super excited for this. It's just gonna grow many opportunities for us to show the type of jujitsu that we want to show the jujitsu community. As you know, our rule set is very unique. Heel hooks in the gi. We wanna just normalize jujitsu for being fun and still competitive, and let jujitsu be jujitsu. And I think we all, like Don and I, are very much for that, and very excited to be on Flow for that particular reason. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure Don wants to add on that.
I careful real quick with the camera. Your finger is a little bit blocking it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. There's that
Those are those
detail-oriented
details.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been bugging me this whole time, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so like Alfredo said, we are going on Flow. This podcast will come out after the announcement from FLO Grappling. It has been something that I've been working on tirelessly for months. Because it's what creates legitimacy. How do we go about creating a product that makes people want to come out? That also comes from, how do I create a product that makes athletes want to participate in, right? Without them, there isn't a show. And so we want to make sure that we're aware of the end user, meaning the customer, and also the athletes that are participating in the event, making sure that they feel that they're taken care of, making sure that they're heard, making sure that we do our best to communicate with them, whether it be an opponent has fallen out or so on, and that transfers to throughout the country. And with us starting to be now on FLO Grappling starting next month, which we almost had it for October. We were really close, really close to going live with them then. So
Yeah.
for anyone that was paying really close attention, the pay-per-view stream up until the day of was free, because we were going to put something up there saying, go check us out on Flow.
Yeah.
So just really excited. It's been something that we've been working on. Very nervous about the process, to be as transparent as possible. This is the majors for
Yeah.
anyone that's in grappling. If you want to become a big promotion, you're not going to get there without the partnership.
Right. And Flow has so much legitimacy involved in it. And not only that, but it gives our local talent and in our local circuit the opportunity to get seen by, more eyes than already before. And, I'm sure you guys have great pay-per-view numbers. I'm sure, your audience numbers are always great. So with that, now the product's going to be available to more people, and that's what it's about, is getting the brand out there to the masses. And from a fan of your guys' show, just want to congratulate the both of you guys and everyone involved in the team on that huge accomplishment. That's something to truly be proud of. But Don, talk to me a little bit more about how you stay connected in the jiu-jitsu community, because if people know anything about you, they know that you know everybody and you have connections all over the place. So how do you stay so connected with the community?
Instagram. No, hon- honestly, just trying to listen to the people, understand that as a fan, especially a diehard fan like myself, what would I want to see? What kind of matches would I want to see? What type of venues would I want to see? Those are some of the things, right? So Fredo and I put together um, uh, design criteria as an example, even within the posters. How can we make this appealing to where it would look good on an Instagram post next to somebody, and changing things up to where now our schedules have our posters with them, and making announcements with posters that have like a nice song with it to kind of get people wanting to play it over and over or put it in their story as an example. And so just staying connected is really just making sure I reach out to people wherever I go. I'm always training jujitsu, making connections and friends pretty much everywhere I can. And then utilizing those connections to provide opportunities for athletes.
Yeah. That's huge, man. And, I think jujitsu is such a tight community. You got to have somebody involved, and you got to have a voice of the people, right? Somewhere. So, you got to be the one making the matches, and you don't want to be making boring matches or matches people don't care about. So you're well connected with the community. But also, you guys have done such a great job over the years, that you guys have a great format and rule set, and we've talked about the evolution of it, but I'm sure now this is just the beginning, being on Flow. And let's talk about some of the things that you might be able to share of some of the stuff you have planned for the future with Arte Suave being on Flow. And what are some of the obstacles you think you might run into as far as streaming and stuff like that? I know in the past when you guys were running it before, it was a lot of a stress behind it, as Alfredo said. Talk about some of the benefits working with Flow is going to help out.
So as far as working with Flow, they are perfectionists. They're period. They have very strict criteria. They have a lot of feedback that are required. It's not an option. And through that process, we've been able to make some upgrades to our streaming platform. So anyone that has purchased pay-per-views in the past has seen that we have had some glitches here and there, whether it be some audio glitches or video glitches that we have now been progressively working towards improving. Whether it be thousands and thousands of dollars going into the production on the back end as far as equipment, to simplifying our camera people, right? So we've had a lot of growth on the back end that a lot of people are unaware of, whether it be changes in our staff, from camera people to directors to even people working as far as athlete check-in. And then as far as expansion, that was one of the questions as far as what do
Yeah.
we do going forward with Flow. We are going to be expanding. So right now we're currently in California, Nevada, and Arizona. And we kind of bounce around between those areas. Next year, we will be expanding to Utah with conversations to expand beyond to additional states.
That's amazing. Yeah. And, I talked to Alfredo last time, and just saying, eventually he doesn't know where it's going to go, and getting it out to the masses is what it's about. And congratulations on the expansion. That's huge for the team. That's huge for everybody. But it's something that you guys have worked very hard towards. Alfredo, I got a question for you. And now that you guys are on Flow, okay, what's the next goal you have for Arte Suave? Where do you see you guys in the future?
Don't say too
Some of that.
much.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Don't say too
yeah.
much.
I know. It's that I was just gonna say Don's laughing because I was just gonna say before Don said anything, I was gonna be like, oh, that's confidential. It's proprietary information. It kind of is. Me and Don have talked about it. Again, that's why I said like with both of us at helm, it's gonna grow big time. We both are super excited and both have bounce ideas off of each other, and we've definitely have some pretty cool stuff I think that we want to do that may be unique, that'll be the first, first that you'll probably ever see. um there's some ideas out there. Again, can't speak about it. Just, you know if you're watching this, just make sure you keep an eye on Arte Suave, watch our events. They're just going to get better. Again, being on FLO Grappling, we want to make jujitsu fun. We want to, I think I heard Nima on the prior podcast say that Arte Suave allows for creativity, the
Yeah.
competitors to be creative, be themselves. That's always been a huge thing, being competitor centered in that aspect. That's always going to be the focus. And if there's other things that we can do to focus on that, then we will. And so, it's just what is the next thing? Because, just like Don said, it took him some time to close this, flow grappling deal. Um, and now it's on to the next giant
Yeah.
to conquer. And that's all it is. We're just gonna conquer one giant at a time while slaying some orcs on the way, Uh, but it's just continue to get better and better and better. And I see nothing but space being the limit.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, for the competitors out there who have competed on Arte Suave cards in the past, when it comes to signing up and getting involved with you guys for matches, is any of that going to be changing, or anything along those lines going to be changing at all?
Now, as far as the sign up process, no, that's still going to be the same. We are on the back end, just a little sneak peek. We are in the process of getting our website completely revamped to have a lot more user friendly stuff within it, incorporating AI that everybody's starting to do now into the website as well. So the sign up process will still be the way it is. It'll just hopefully be a little bit more seamless for the people now that we've had some opportunities to start, like Fredo said, focusing our goals now to the next opportunity. It's trying to get rid of the redundant mistakes that happen during that sign up process, whether it be applying for an actual match or just creating a fighter profile with information that we would need in order to match them up correctly. So we're going to clean all that stuff up on the back end, try to eliminate some of that those mistakes that happen just from user error, and try to fix that problem. And once that's done, hopefully that helps with creating matches a lot easier as well.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever it is nowadays, AI is able to help out with, and it helps out so many things on with companies in the back end that people don't really understand so much. But yeah, it's an amazing thing what you guys are doing. I just came from your guys' show. The acai people you guys are partnered with, Panther Acai, man, that is some of the best stuff out there, and some of the other stuff that you guys have at your events that make them unique. And I've gone to a lot of events over the years, and some are better than others, but I know if I go to an Arte Suave event, it's always going to be a great show, great performance, and there's going to be great people there. So I encourage you guys to just keep it up. I know the sky's the limit for you guys now, and the product's only going to go up from here. So just truly congratulations, and I'm really excited for you guys.
And thank you for letting us come on here and be able to explain some of the back end process of how it got started. And yeah, we're really excited. Trust me. We're nervous, but nervous in a good way. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Yeah. And if you guys have any other messages for the fans, I just want to give you both an opportunity just to talk to the people out there. Any messages from Arte Suave or you guys personally? Go ahead, Don.
Oh, um, create a fighter profile, sign up. Let's get you match. Let's get you, highlighted on FLO Grappling. And as far as the pay-per-view users, it's going to be a much easier process. It's slightly more expensive than our pay-per-view. However, instead of just seeing a single night of events, you'll have access for a whole month for just a couple dollars more. And you'll be able to rewatch your content, and it'll all be available pretty much immediately with some of the back end things that FLO Grappling wants us to implement into the stream. And so that allows the users, the athletes, to have their content faster. Historically, we've been putting it up on YouTube 2 weeks after the event. And so, yeah, we're just create matches, follow us on Instagram, keep an eye out on us. In the bio, we put down where all of our locations we're going to be that we've released, as well as on our website. And for those that have participated in the event up to this point, that's helped us grow to this point, whether that be athletes, previous vendors, or even people that have worked with us. Thank you all. Seriously.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alfredo.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I think we do get a lot of or a decent amount of repeated competitors, and for their family members and people that watch them, you can get a yearly subscription and watch for actually less money than you normally would for pay-per-view. So, if you get the yearly subscription, not only do you get to watch Arte Suave, but you get to watch more jiu-jitsu and have access to single matches, watch, whatever you want for that FLO has to offer. So that's a huge benefit. And then the other thing that I would like to tell competitors is, trust me, at this point, this is just the beginning. You want to compete on Arte Suave. Trust me, it's gonna be a heavily sought after thing for local competitors to compete on Arte Suave. And I think maybe in a year, more people will understand what I'm saying now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just truly, I'm excited for you guys. I'm thrilled to see the future of the product. Go out if you're not on FLO Grappling, which I know there's a lot of jiu-jitsu people that are listening that aren't on FLO Grappling. There's so much content on there. You could literally watch hours upon hours, every single match in Master Worlds. Everything's on there. So go check it out. The price point is not bad whatsoever. Like Alfredo was saying, it makes sense in the long run to just get the yearly subscription. So again, check it out. Keep following Arte Suave. How do we find your Instagram for Arte Suave?
It's Arte Suave Elite, all as one word.
Okay, Arte Suave Elite. Go give them a follow. Go give them a like. Tune in for all the action. Go out to one of their events if they're in your area, if they're in your market. These events are amazing. You don't want to miss out. I have a great time every single time. I've never been to an Arte Suave event and not had a good time. I like going from start to finish. I want to see every single match on the card. They're all great matches. So, and I'm saying this as a fan of jiu-jitsu. I want to see the best stuff out there. I want to see new rule sets. You guys have done quintets in the past and different things to make the product unique. And I love it. I want you guys to keep going. Again, thank you to the fans for downloading and tuning into the podcast each and every week. You can download us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere where you download podcasts. Check us out. Don't forget to check out Arte Suave, their next event. But other than that, thank you to Alfredo. Thank you to Don. This has been another great episode of Grapplers Talk. This is Dave, and we are out.
This is